What's up, YouTube? It's Rorio Hansen back at it again with another video. And that's right, guys, I'm back with episode number 3 of Flight Time Road to Private Pilot License. Today we're at 4 hours of flight time logged, and it's been a minute since I've uploaded the last video. It's been a little over 2 weeks, I think around 16 days at the time of this recording. It's currently 11/10/23, so November 10th, 2023. And today we're going to be talking about a couple things about, my last flight, but I want to let you guys know why it's been so long. I've not had one canceled flight, not 2 canceled flights, not 3 canceled flights, but 7 consecutive canceled flights, whether it be due to weather or plane being down or plane not starting. It's frustrating, man. It's really frustrating, but it's a marathon, not a sprint, so we can't be discouraged about that. We got flight time in yesterday, and good news, we're getting flight time in today in about 2 hours. That's great news for me. I didn't record any videos yesterday of me flying because yesterday's flight session was very hands-on. It wasn't, I didn't have a chance to really get my phone out because I was doing stuff the whole time. We worked on, me getting my hand on the throttle and keeping it there, which is very important because my instructor straight up said, as we progress, if he notice my hand isn't on the throttle, he'll probably make an emergency situation happen. He'll pull the throttle, oh wow, engine just went out, what are we gonna do? Things like that. Let's move on to what we did yesterday. Yesterday we did slow flight, a little bit of slow flight. It's reverse control. I don't know what it's, I think it's just reverse control something. There's an extra name to it. I also did a call on the radio, and I taxied. I called with the tower, and I taxied. That was pretty cool. I'll tell you guys right now, speaking on to the tower is a different language, bro. It's like a different language, and it's not as difficult as actually learning a different language. It's just getting your linguistics down to, okay, this is the pattern of speech I'm doing. I seen my CFI do it, and he's just so comfortable, man. And that's one thing I need to take away and try to do better today, is just be more comfortable in my speech when I'm making a call on the, what is it called? The radio. It's not, I don't know if it's the radio. I don't think it's the radio. I think it's the tower, or a call to just on the Avonics, whatever it's called. But yeah, I need to work on my confidence with that. That's for sure. I mean, I still made the calls though, so we're getting better as we go. I started off very nervous, and then I slowly got better. I made probably 4 to 5 calls over the radios, or I feel bad saying radio because I don't think that's called. That doesn't sound right to me, but pretty much that's what I was doing. On top of taxiing, taxiing is pretty cool. Also, one thing I noticed myself doing, I asked what the rudder is like just doing in the flight. I guess I didn't really know. The rudder is just really, helping your turns be a lot more, kind of smoothing out those turns. When you turn on the yoke, there's a ball on the, there's an instrument and a ball and an instrument. I think it's the turn coordinator. And if the ball goes to the right, you push right rudder in and try to get the ball within the lines. And that really helped me with my confidence, smoothing out my turns and such. We also worked on scanning the environment. What is it? 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Taking them by about 10 degrees each, direction, looking at the horizon. And if it's like, if the plane is called to be kind of in the same altitude as you, if the plane's at the same altitude or higher, you look at or above the horizon. If it's a lower altitude, if it's going in for a final or it's taking off or something like that, you look at and below the horizon. And they're hard to see, man. They're really hard to see. You gotta, granted, I need my contacts adjusted. That's why I don't have a first class medical yet, but they're really hard to see. So you really got to kind of get a feel for it, and my instructor even says it's still difficult, man. It's not like easy peasy, you gotta have an eye for it. So we're working on that also. Yesterday was just a basic maneuvers flight. It was know, man. It was just really kind of getting the feel for the airplane through the maneuvers and such. Pretty great. We had some, I think it's called crosswind yesterday, coming at us. It's pretty cool seeing him land because he did like a, I don't know, slip something. So he turned the plane when we were like about to land. Here's the runway. We were about to land and he's coming down. He's like turning the plane to adjust to the wind or something. And he like turned it back and then landed. That was really cool. Trim, using trim, like just kind of, I mean, I'm still trying to get the concept. What do I think trim is? Let me see what, try to gauge, try to explain to you guys what trim is from, you know, if I was trying to teach it to somebody. So if you go, your vertical speed indicator, as you pitch up or pitch down, it'll go up or down based on what you do. And if the VSI goes down, you adjust trim down, and that makes it easier to pull on the yoke. And it's funny, we just learned about this in class. The Boeing Max 8, I think, the Boeing 737 Max 8 had a thing that was automatically pitched the plane, or automatically trimmed the plane and adjusted it, but it broke. So there was 2 planes that crashed because of that, and that's because you have to turn, the trim's gonna like keep trying to make the plane go down, or keep pitching the plane down, and you can't adjust it. So yeah, so it's really hard to turn a big plane like that. It's trim, that's why you have the electric, but a plane like this is not that bad, not at all. It's really easy. But yeah, slow flight's pretty cool. I would say slow flight's pretty cool. We're going about 40 miles in the air, about 40 miles per hour. You know, if we were on the ground, we're just barely going, and you just put the flaps down and do a couple other things I don't know exactly right now. I'm still learning, but yeah, no, that's pretty cool. You just, you know, and that's your final approach. That's what you fly in. You know, you fly in slow flight when you're about to land the plane. So yeah, no, that's pretty cool. My CFI and I talked about ground effect a little bit. I asked them because my friends were talking about landings, and I asked them about ground effect. You know, he just kind of told me what it was and such, and how like when student pilots first start landing, they rarely ever get it right away. You know, a lot of the time they're either pitching up too early, or pitching up and ballooning up, or pitching up a little too late and coming down hard, or they're in ground effect. So that's gonna be, when we do get to landings, that's gonna be probably what I'm covering, talking to you guys. After not flying for 2.5 weeks, man, that flight was like a godsend. That flight was so amazing. I remember my last flight being anxious, like doubting myself. In this flight, although we were introducing a lot of new maneuvers and such, things that were foreign to me. You know, I'm very green to it still, obviously, but things that were very, very outlandish for me, you know, I never even knew of. I felt amazing after that flight, because towards the end of the flight, I started slowly getting a grip on these things. I felt, you know, I started slowly trying my best to understand them, and it's something to think about. We'll chew on them as we fly more and more, and I just get more just proficient with them. So as far as I know, that concludes episode 3 of Flight Time. 4 hours total log flight time, which, you know, saying it right now, it's like, dang, 4 hours, that's only, you know what I mean? But we want to kind of update this as a pilot logbook, or pilot vlog book. That was bad, but pretty much I just want to know what I was thinking each time I was flying, so that someday I can look back on this. You know, maybe my grandkids could watch this as well, and if they ever get into or my children as well someday, if they ever get into aviation, you know, they kind of know, hey, what was dad thinking, or what was grandpa thinking? So yeah, I believe that's it for the video, everybody. I appreciate you guys tuning in, and yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys have a great day. All right, goodbye.